Quiet to computer. Welcome to today's session. We're going to be working today with the solar plexus area, or the Manipura chakra. And that's this area around the, let's show you here, around the upper belly. Basically what this week is all about is core work. And with core work, what tends to happen when we're engaging the abdomen, especially when we're engaging the lower belly, we don't have space there for the breath. And that's totally fine because we have a ton of space around the rib cage for the breath. So what we're going to start with is a focus on this breath into the rib cage, and that also includes breath around this solar plexus area, this upper abdominal area. And this is said to be an area of stability and an area of self-esteem. And if you think about self-esteem, when we are feeling self-conscious, we tend to do something like this. And it's not just the heart that is collapsing in, but it's also the upper belly that is collapsing in. And if you are just joining us, if you don't mind muting, we are recording now. So we are going to get started in a comfortable cross-legged seat. And for those of you that missed the intro about the Manipura chakra, you can stay with me after. If you're just joining, if you don't mind muting yourself, since we are recording. And the way that we're going to start is I would like for you to take your hands and place them on the upper belly area, about an inch or two above the navel. You can go ahead and close your eyes. And sometimes it's really just about finding a sense of awareness in a certain part of the body before we even activate it. So feeling the warmth of hand to upper belly to hand. And not worrying so much about where your breath is going. It's more about the sensation, the tactile sensation of hand against upper belly, getting a sense of this area. And allowing this area to be wide, like an orange sun shining. And then you can slowly open up your eyes. And I'd like for you to place your left hand down on your side, take the right arm up and over. So we're beginning here today in a side bend with the intent of finding this space around the rib cage so that we can access breath there during the periods of time when the belly is engaged, and even when the upper belly is engaged. So breathing into the open side body and breathing not just into the lower ribs, but I think more the middle ribs, even the upper ribs. Another breath or two. Last one. And slowly making your way back up, bring your right hand down, take your left arm up and over. And we will breathe into that space as well. And if you are just joining us, just a reminder to mute yourself. Seeing if you cannot force the breath into the left side body, but find what's already there, what's already available, and just encourage it gently. Another breath. Okay, and then let's go ahead and come on up to hands and knees. And coming up to the hands and the knees with the fingers spread wide, wrists under shoulders, knees underneath hips. And welcome those that are joining us once again. Please feel free to mute yourselves if you don't mind. Let's inhale, cow pose, and exhale, cat pose. And right now, let's let this be about movement. In a sense, warming up the body, bringing some heat into the body through some gentle movement, maybe breaking up some tension that might have accumulated if you've been sitting at a desk for a longer period of time. So this can be a bit more fluid if you prefer some circles. Let's do another 2 rounds, nice and easy with the breath. And last one. And then what I'd like for you to do is come to some stability, and I want you to bring your knees together, and I want you to take a child's pose, this time with the knees and the feet together, and you can bring your arms behind you with the backs of the hands on the ground, forehead on the ground, or a block. So here the intent, with the front body being a bit compressed, we can find space in the back of the body for breath, and see if you can feel the back of the solar plexus, the back of the upper belly area, and any breath that might live there. Another breath or two. Okay, and then come back up to your hands and your knees, and this is where a block or a book might be useful for you. I want you to place it in between the thighs, but go ahead and place it kind of at this wider way, so the knees can be still about hips width and distance. With the wrists underneath the shoulders, you're going to tuck your toes under, inhaling into a cow pose. And now as you exhale into cat, round the back and lift the knees just a little bit, squeezing the upper thighs, round the upper back. And then inhale to come back down. So think of rounding the upper back. The lower back will round as well. Think of cow pose. Exhale, rounding the upper back. And as you squeeze the block, think of drawing it in and up to the space between the legs. Couple more times. Inhale. And exhale, really rounding at the upper back. Feeling the lower belly draw in and up. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale, round, 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 rounding upper back, squeezing that block, thinking of lifting it in and up into the body. Last one. And exhale. And then go ahead and bring the knees back down. Sit back on the heels for a moment, clasp your hands and roll out your wrists. And roll the other way. And then I'm going to have you bring your legs forward. And I'd like for you to grab that block once again if you have it. And this time again, we're going to bring it at this way, this position in between the thighs. And I want you to bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. And don't back bend here, but don't over tuck. Think more neutral with the spine. You're going to lift the legs a little bit above the ground. Take an inhale. And then exhale, slowly tap down. But as you tap down, just tap the toes down. Now, if this is bothering the lower back, you can always get some cushioning if you repeat this class. Or you can put a little blanket under. So let's do this now. Lift up once again, and you can get the feet about in line with the knees, squeezing the block in. Think collarbones wide, upper belly wide, but without over pushing the chest forward. Now, let's inhale, tap the toes down. Exhale, lift back up. A couple more. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to do this a few times on your own. You're going to feel the legs work. You're going to sense the thighs engaging around that block. Bring your attention, though, into the lower belly and just notice some of the engagement, the stability, the movement that might be happening there. A few more times. Breaths are not too deep. Last one. And then go ahead and set the feet back down. Come all the way back up to sit. Bring the bottom of the feet together, and you can flap out your knees a few times. And then let's come all the way up to stand. So I know I asked you all to have a wall space today. We'll get to that soon. But for now, coming up to stand, feet hips within distance apart. Think earlobes on top of shoulders, arms by your side. Just linking movement with the breath now. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up. As you exhale, little bend in the knees, fold, clasp the hands behind the back and drop the head. Keeping the hands clasped, inhale, come up halfway, draw the arms back a bit, and then exhale, fold down over the legs again. As you inhale, lift the arms all the way up to the sky, coming up to stand, and exhaling, bring the arms down by your side. Here we go again. Inhale, lift the arms. As you exhale, little bend in the knees, fold, clasp the hands behind the back and drop the head. Inhale to come up halfway, reaching arms back, keeping hands clasped. Exhale, go ahead and fold. Inhaling, lift the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, bring the arms down by the side. Once more like this. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms. Exhale, fold, clasp the hands and drop the head. Coming up halfway, reaching the arms back, inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and fold once again. Inhaling, lift the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhaling, arms down by the side. Now inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhaling, fold down over the legs, bit of a bend in the knees. Feel free to hold on to opposite elbows as you drop your head and breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Now there are 2 cycles of breath here. And I want you to lean a little bit forward towards the front of the feet, which means that the body has to activate around the abdomen a bit. We're not just hanging back in the heels. And then let's go ahead and release the arms. Take a halfway lift, inhale. And as you exhale, step your right foot back so that you're in a lunge. Pause here for a full cycle of breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Turn the back heel down to the ground. Come on up to a warrior two. So from warrior two, once you find your stance, as your arms are open, I want you to soften your gaze, and what I want you to sense is as if the 2 points of your hips were drawing towards one another. So I don't want you to tuck your tailbone under. I want you to feel this engagement happen as if you were tying up a drawstring. 2 points of the hips drawing towards one another. Take another breath, breathe in, and breathe out. Then let's inhale, go ahead and straighten out that front leg. Turn the toes in. I'm gonna have you cross your right arm over your left. You can hold the shoulders or double wrap. Inhale, elbows up, and exhale, fold down over the legs. Now, as you press the forearms away from you, you can sense the shoulder blades separating. You can sense the middle of the back, middle of the upper back. You might be able to access breath there. I want you to lean a little forward towards the front of the feet, again, so the abdomen has to engage. We lean back, the belly doesn't have to do too much. Take another breath. And then releasing your arms. I want you to stay folded forwards. Take an inhale, hold the hips. And as you exhale, come all the way up to stand. Go ahead and turn your left foot open and bend your left knee. Open up your arms. Bring your left forearm to your thigh. Take your right arm up and over. And then bend the top elbow just a little bit more for today. So you're really getting this curve of the side body. Breathe in. And breathe out. So again, sensing breath more at the sides of the rib cage. Take another breath. And then make your way back up to warrior two. Bring your hands forward and down to the ground. And I want you to step back to a plank pose, top of a push-up. If this is very intense, feel free to bring the knees down, but don't bring them forwards. Just bring them down. I want you to think of dragging the hands back to the feet back to the hands, and make sure the hips aren't too high. And don't drop the head down for today, look slightly forward. So we press away from the ground, hands and feet drag towards one another, and hands press towards one another, feet press towards one another. So everything is engaged and stable. Take another breath here. And then bring your knees down, lower all the way down to the belly. We're gonna take a cobra pose. You can always take cow pose instead if you prefer. Inhaling, lift the chest up. And let's exhale, press back towards child's pose. Stay here or make your way into a downward facing dog. Now, from downward facing dog, what I want you to think of is inhaling into the lower belly. And then as you exhale, think of zipping up from the pubic bone up towards the navel. And then see if you can keep that area engaged. And find breath around that solar plexus area, the upper belly area, and in the sides of the ribs. So rib cage is full, and as it expands, it's like that solar plexus area is shining. Take another breath. And then I'll have you lift up your heels, bend your knees, look forward. You can step forward or you can hop forwards. At the front of the mat, you'll take a little halfway lift and exhale to fold. Lift the arms all the way up to the sky. And bring the arms down by your side. Whole thing on the second side, lift the arms up, inhale. And exhaling, fold down over the legs. We'll take a halfway lift here. Hands down, left foot steps back. Pause for a breath, breathe in. Keep that back thigh lifted. And breathe out. And then turn the back heel down and come up to warrior two. And from warrior two, soften your eyes, press the feet down, hug them towards one another. And then it's a really subtle engagement. It's not this big suck in, it's not a tuck of the tailbone. Instead, it's thinking of the 2 hip points hugging towards one another. And you might not feel it a ton, but a little goes a long way. Another 2 breaths. As this area engages, breathe more into that solar plexus and barrel of the rib cage. Okay, let's go ahead and straighten that leg, turn the toes in, bring your left arm on top of the right, holding the shoulders or double wrapping, lift your elbows up, and as you exhale, fold over the legs, feel free to bend in the knees as you lean forwards.
So here you can think of the back of the rib cage widening as you press the forearms a little bit away from the chest, and see if you can find breath at the back of the solar plexus area. 2 more breaths here. Okay. And then you're going to slowly make your way all the way back up. You can release your arms. Go ahead and turn your foot open. We had our right foot open. Go ahead and bend your knee. Bring your right forearm to your thigh, other arm up and over. Firming into the outer edge of the left foot so that you're not collapsing at the inner thigh. And then instead of thinking of getting way down low, bend the top elbow. Think of really curving at the left side body. Breathe in and breathe out. Press that bottom arm and leg equally together. Okay. And then make your way back up to warrior 2. Bring your hands forward and down to the ground. And then step back to plank pose once again. And this time I want you to bring your knees down, bring your forearms down. And if you'd like, you can turn the pinky fingers to the ground and clasp your hands together. And then I'll do this. Step back to a plank pose, and if this is too intense, you can always drop the knees down. Now, for this one, I would like for you to round your lower back, not your upper back too much, your lower back. Press the elbows down, hug them towards one another, and then you can drop the head. So the upper back will round, but don't lift it too high. Think of hugging elbows and feet towards one another. Take another breath here. And then bring your knees down, lower all the way down to the belly. We're going to take a little cobra. If you want to take a cow pose instead, you can. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, make your way back to a downward facing dog. Pause there for a few breaths. If it feels nice to pedal out the feet, you're welcome to. And then I'm going to have you walk your hands back to your feet so you're folded over the legs of the back of the mat. Inhale, hold your hips. And exhale, come to stand. So now is when I'd like for you to get to a wall. And I'm going to be over here at this wall. And here's what I'm going to have you do. Get pretty close to the wall. And you can always watch me first and then do this, or even do this after class. You're going to walk the feet a little bit forwards. And I want you to start to lower your seat. We want eventually the knees and the hips to be in line. This is a great start here. If you can get the feet a little bit more forwards. We want this action, though, of pressing down, and you can even think of pushing forwards. Now, there's going to be a natural curve, even if the back is touching the wall, there's going to be a natural curve of the lower back that moves away from it. I want you to take an inhale here. And as you exhale, I want you to think of turning your hip points up so that we're flattening that lower back area. And then I want you to place your hands either on your ribs or at the solar plexus area like so. So ribs here or solar plexus area. And we're going to take 3 cycles of breath, keeping the lower abdomen engaged as if it's pressing to the wall. Full breaths into the bower of the rib cage and the shining solar plexus. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Think breath wide, forward, and back. Breathe into the upper back as well. Inhale. And exhale. And then you can slowly make your way up. Please come to stand at the back of the mat, arms down by your side. Inhaling, lift the arms all the way up. And exhale, fold down over the legs. And crawl yourself back to a downward facing dog. Okay, take another breath in downward dog. And you'll bring your knees down, and we are going to meet on our backs. We're going to lie down for a nice gentle bridge pose. If you're not feeling like lying down today, if you want to take a camel pose instead, you're welcome to. But coming to lie down, feet down, knees up, arms down by your side. Firm down from the knees into the heels. And then lift up just a little bit for a moment, so don't come up all the way. And I want you to see once again, if not thinking of tucking the tail under, but if right from here, you can think of your 2 hip points coming together like you're tying up a drawstring. Take a breath with that. And when I say take a breath, I mean breathe into the upper belly area. Breathe in and breathe out. And then firming the feet down, start to lift the hips up further. Think of stretching the upper belly area, stretching the lower belly area, and if you'd like, you can clasp your hands together underneath your back. Couple of breaths here. One more breath. And then slowly lower all the way down. You can bring your arms out to the side, bring the feet as wide as the mat, and drop the knees right and left a few times. Okay. And then hug the knees into the chest. And let's rock all the way up to sit. And coming to sit, I'm gonna have you straighten your legs forward. If it's tough to sit like this and you find your rounded back, you can sit on top of a block. We're gonna bend the right knee. Keep the left leg straight, bring the right foot up and over. Wrap your arms around your legs, squeeze in to lift up, and think of the right seat, your right glute drawing down. Breathe in and breathe out. Now bring the right hand behind you, lift your left arm up, and either wrap the left arm around the leg or you can bring the elbow to the outside of the knee. Now instead of thinking of deeply twisting, I want you to inhale, lengthen upwards, and as you exhale, draw your lower belly in as if it was drawing in and lifting up towards the upper belly. And then seeing if you can keep that engaged, breathe more into the barrel of the rib cage. Relax the shoulders down. 2 more breaths. Okay, turn forwards, keep everything as it is. Bring your left hand behind you, your right arm to the inside of the leg. Press the 2 together, lift up. Turn your chest a bit to the left here. And think not just of, in fact, don't even think of your heart moving forward. Think of the upper belly widening. So a proud position from the upper belly. And then we'll turn forwards and we're going to take the other side, straighten out that leg, bend your left knee, bring the left foot up and over. Wrap the arms around the legs, squeeze in, lift up. Think of stretching out or left hip down to the ground. The right toes are flared. Left hand behind you. Right arm is going to lift. Inhale. And as you exhale, either wrap the arm around or bring the elbow to the outside of the knee. Pressing the 2 together, lift upwards and turn towards the left. Keep that left big toe firming down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, engage the lower abdomen like you're zipping up a zipper. Keep that there and see if you can find the breath in the barrel of the rib cage. With this engagement, if you find that you're not getting a deep enough breath or a full enough breath because the belly is too engaged, lighten up a little. Let the breath be primary point of focus. Let's go ahead and turn forwards, right hand behind you, left arm to the inside of the leg, press the 2 together, lift up, and turn your chest to the right. And again, as you're doing this, I don't want you to think chest up. I want you to think upper belly slightly up and wide. And then go ahead and turn forwards. Bring the bottom of the feet together, knees apart. Hold on to your ankles. Take an inhale here. And as you're ready, you can exhale and fold. If you find the knees are hiking up a bit or you're rounding at your back, you're welcome to pause, come up, sit on a block, situate yourself, take yourself forward and fold, and you can let the arms come forward and drop the head down to release. So now what I want you to do is really soften the lower belly, the middle belly, the upper belly. Let go of any engagement and let there just be space and freedom for the breath.
And then I'll have you slowly make your way back up. And please take your time, come into a comfortable seat. We're going to do a short, what's often known as a pranayama or breathing practice, but it's really a kriya or a cleanse known as kapalabhati, which means skull shining breath. And the idea here is this activates the solar plexus area, this area over here, that diaphragm area. And as this is activated, the attention is actually to the forehead or the space between the eyebrows. And we'll keep the eyes closed for that. So if you haven't done this practice before, it's short, sharp exhalations through the nose. The exhale is active. The inhale is passive. You can do it through the mouth like this, or through the nose. And through the nose, I'm going to show you my upper belly. So it's not the lower belly that's undulating, it's that solar plexus area that's activating. If this is not a good breathing practice for you today, just close the eyes and breathe. Otherwise, hands can be face down or up on your knees. Go ahead and close your eyes. So that we begin together, take a deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale completely. Bottom of the breath, inhale about halfway. And begin. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale deeply. Move your attention now to the crown of the head. Hold the breath in. 2, 3. Open the mouth, let it go. Let the breath move in on its own. You are welcome to remain in seated meditation, or you can come to lie down on your back for a brief shavasana. As you come to rest in a seated meditation or on your back, know that you are safe. There is a confidence in safety when we close our eyes to rest in a seat or lying down. Feel the stability of the ground beneath you, the safety of that. And for a few moments, let go of everything. We are just about at that time today. If you have a little more time to stay in meditation or in shavasana, I invite you to do so. Otherwise, on your own time, you can make your way up to a comfortable seat. Take your time doing so. And as I let you take your time, I will say namaste for now. Namaste.